Recorded telephone calls in an auto repair shop, in my opinion, are absolutely mandatory. You need to understand the laws about recorded calls in your facility because each state's a little bit different. North Carolina, single party state, so you can record as long as one party knows about it, and that one party can be you. And so everybody in the shop knows our calls are recorded. No issues with that. But if you do not record your telephone calls, you eventually will run into someone who is maneuvering. Now, it was years before anything came up like that for me. It wasn't when we were doing business with primarily people that we knew. It wasn't when we were doing business in a small volume kind of way. For the most part, everybody we dealt with, I knew personally. I had personal connections with the situation, and I was really good about reading into these situations to understand what we were up against and could kind of say, hey, I don't think I'm interested in this. But when we grew and we saw more and more automobiles going through the shop, we saw more customers, we needed more customers. And so we weren't as critical in the qualifying process as we had once been. Guess what? We started seeing more issues where people were trying to spin what the advisor said. They were trying to navigate, maneuver around the, oh, such and such said this, and I talked to this person and they said that. And they were always trying to get us backed into a corner when they would do this. And so recorded calls will absolutely save you in that instance. I mean, absolutely save you. You can say, Mrs. Client, I am so sorry to hear that happened. Tell you what, let me do this and I will go back and I'll listen to that recorded call. I'll also get that recorded call for you so you can listen to it yourself. You will hear them stutter. You will hear them back up and say, well, I don't think any of that's necessary. You will hear these scammers try and spin back and change their whole narrative because they know they've been caught. Now look, it also catches your mistakes too. And so sometimes you'll catch a phone call where somebody misspoke or said something that wasn't clear. It helps us be better, helps us get it right. You know, but here's the thing. Recorded telephone calls aren't just about liability. They're about training. They're about efficiency. You know, I had a recording the other day that had me, David Roman, Todd Compton, and Jesse Salmons in it. And Todd was talking about how the shop had slowed down so much that he was having to let a technician go. This happened in 2023. He was looking at his marketing. He was looking at his reviews. Everything looked fine. He couldn't understand what was going on. Went back and he listened to the telephone calls. He found out that his advisor was turning away work that they had always done. His advisor was taking a policy they had over the top. And because of that, they were leaving a lot of work on the table. It was going other places. People thought they didn't even do that kind of work. So they had lost hundreds of thousands of dollars because that work was going elsewhere. And so it is so important for you to train at a high level using these calls so you can understand, hey, are we hitting the mark? Are we doing a good job? And without recorded calls, that's very hard to do. Now, there are some other services. One of them is called GuestX. A good friend of mine owns that company, and it uses AI to analyze the phone call, tell how your team's doing. But I still prefer the recorded call, and I think part of that's because it does also give me that liability protection. I think GuestX may even record the call too. I'm not sure. But I would not own an auto repair shop if I did not record my calls. I'm telling you, I could not imagine that. Any VoIP or voice over IP phone system is going to have the ability to record your telephone calls for you. So definitely go get that set up ASAP. Y'all have a good one.